Hell-bent proclaimed his knuckle manifesto, his brawl-scuffed hands cupping my enormous, naked breasts. It was a hot day, but his tattoos were long-sleeved. I Cheshire smiled for the clicking cameras, and though my yay was genuine, it was then that another whisper of contemplation whisked through my head. Hi, my name is Annie. I'm not a buxom fuck puppet, but I play one on TV. And throughout my illustrious acting career, I have packed, crammed, and stuffed my average-sized chest with everything from tube socks to chicken cutlets. I've worn Miracle, Wonder, and Water bras, and duct-taped the little ladies into uncomfortable submission, all for, sexy's sake. When I'm working, my boobs go up and down like a pimped-out lowrider showing off its hydraulics. I've always looked down on women with fake breasts. Okay, fine. Tube socks may not be real breasts, but at least they're removable. And if my feet get cold, bam, I'm ready. I accidentally had a few augmented friends, but unswerving in my judgmentalism, I've always been able to justify how someone I found insightful, decent, and worthwhile was abhorrently superficial enough to have installed tacky man traps. Oh, she got them when she was young and dumb. Or, she had big boobs naturally, but then she lost weight and they sagged. Or, no, she's actually cool. Said with the same vocal pattern reserved for if I ever find out the world's actually flat. And then came the call. Would I play a gun-battling stripper in the upcoming joyously gratuitous action sequel, Crank 2 High Voltage? I would get to shoot big guns and have enormous prosthetic breasts. I'd even get to say a line. Guns, tits, and words? How could I say no? My eyes adjusted as I was led into Tinsley Transfers, the special effects / fake boob making studio. It was a cauldron of gore and nerd dreams come true. I don't think it's a coincidence that my hostess was the lone girl on site. She told me what to expect as if briefing me for an emotionally awkward battle. Basically, I was going to have 4 strangers pawing at my sweater meat and goop would be involved. Was I ready? Was I comfortable? Did I have any specific music I wanted to listen to? I requested Marvin Gaye's greatest love songs. Because I figure if it's gonna be awkward, let's shoot the awkward moon. She snapped a couple of pictures of me naked from the waist up, while I held a color chart, Vanna-like, and made an I'm holding a color chart next to my naked breasts face. Click. So glad those exist in the universe. Okay, then we really got started. Bam, thwack, grope, goop. Let's get it on. And home I went with visions of sugar tits dancing in my head. Then came the other call. Hey, buddy. The staccato in my aunt's voice warned me something was awry. Never one to cookie coat, her transition was, I have cancer. 5 days and 2,300 miles later, I was looking over my frenetic auntie's shoulder at a website full of breastless, semi-breastless, and fake-breasted women, and nipple tattoos. Nipples made of tattoo. Which I'm really glad I didn't know about during my hazy hard drinking years, because I think vodka might have convinced me that one on my arm was a really good idea. Arm nipple, please. Oh, no! Nipple tramp stamp. I've done dumber. Okay, so the day before surgery, we went golfing, which is her favorite thing. And each swing of her golf club brought with it a swish of preemptive nostalgia, for if nerves and lymph nodes didn't cooperate, she would have to find a new favorite thing. Marva wasn't going to reconstruct because what's the point? No one sees them anyway. So I was surprised when she asked me to take pictures of her jugs before their oblivion. I positioned her in the sultry, "Oh, I didn't notice you back there" pose. She made an "I'm scared shitless and trying not to lose it" face. Click. Those exist out there in the universe too. I'd never been with someone walking the gangplank towards major surgery before, and the magnitude of that colored everything surreal. But as she accounted each step that lay ahead of her, including the possibilities of paralysis, loss of sensation, and the outside one of death, what really discombobulated me was this. I realized she was going to miss her boobs. This was my Aunt Marva, my Auntie Mame. Never married, she never wanted to. She was a warrior woman. When we were in the Amazon, she's the one who caught piranha for our dinner. When I was 8, she told me that although she had known passion, she just wasn't interested in sex and didn't know what all the hoopla was about. And now she was grieving the imminent loss of her woman parts. And not just if they took her golf game with them. She was going to miss the boobiness of her boobs, the unmistakable labeling of gender billboarded on her body. I mean, it's nothing new or uniquely American. We dames have lost toes to foot binding, consciousness to corsets, mobility to neck rings, and lives to anorexia. It's not even just us humans. I mean, Hugh's girls next door don't even brag about having vaginas as much as birds and spiders do. Most males and females don't even look like the same species. It's biology. Women want to be clearly, identifiably female. Saint Agatha is the patron saint of breast cancer patients. According to legend, her breasts were bobbited by a rejected admirer and then displayed on a platter. So they sainted her. I vote she deserved that sainthood. I mean, aside from the grueling torture she endured for her beliefs, she didn't have the option of reconstruction. She didn't have support groups filled with hundreds of thousands of co-mourners. Heck, if she wanted to fake an hourglass, she'd have to use real chicken cutlets. I can't even imagine how I'd cope. It's become face-slappingly obvious how important a role my boobs play in my career and life, but now I knew that no woman was immune to a prominent chunk of her identity being hooter entwined. Who would she be without that part of herself? A role model, a freak, a flat-chested superhero able to squeeze through narrow fence slats to bring ne'er-do-wells to justice? Full tilt minus the third L. It's full tit. Forward to filming. Let's get you into makeup took on a whole new connotation. 3 hours later, I had a bird's eye view of bazongas so real, I was embarrassed. I looked like Jessica Rabbit, cartoonish, exaggerated, totally fuckable. I redirected a mistaken Sherpa and reported to set. At first, I was shy, covering up with a cardigan between takes, all the while being regularly interrupted with polite requests to grab, poke, and just see my mammoth mammaroonies. I would oblige and then carefully resheathe. But then, the key on my kite caught lightning. What was I doing? I was robbing those around me of the painstakingly created artwork to which I was an easel. I was being selfish. Hide it under a bushel? No. I decided to let my headlights shine. I'm a humanitarian as easels go. Suddenly, I was Super Mario flashing with temporary invincibility. My fairy Hollywood mother had turned a couple measly pumpkins into gigantic gazongas, and I was gonna have a ball. Like a Disney princess, I posed for pics with cast and crew, alternating between bold grins, vacuous stares, and the ever-present, "You know what I need put in here" pout. while still clinging to my moral and intellectual superiority over fake boob kind of girls and their flaunting ways. I mean, there's a huge difference between being paid to strip and being paid to strip for a studio film. Right? I mean, I was acting. They were skanks. I mean, I was having fun because it was fun, and they were having fun. I let the door to the makeup trailer slap behind me, silencing my view of limp fairy godknockers lying lifeless on a platter. No one was going to saint me. If a prince came a-knockin' to return them to me, I'd think he was really creepy. Oh, but if my orphaned rental breasts did nothing else, they taught me it's a lot harder to think that you're better than that kind of girl after walking a mile in her boobs.